Hey, you ever wonder how in the world that other investor bought the property that you were making an offer on, like seemingly right out from underneath you? Or how they got it for so cheap? Well, stay tuned regularly and you'll know exactly what they're doing and saying so that you can improve your process and better serve your clients so you can close more deals. And in this video, we'll take a peek behind the curtain of a real life seller lead call. We'll expose the best kept secrets surrounding seller lead conversations as our experts at Real Estate Funnel Systems work one-on-one with both new and seasoned real estate investors across the country. We're going to be analyzing what's working and what we can improve upon. Hi, my name's Christian Weatherspoon. I'm the co-founder here at Real Estate Funnel Systems. And in this episode, my partner Erik B., who's conducted thousands of real estate seller appointments with a 33% close ratio, he's going to analyze a real-life seller lead call with one of our clients. And if you find this video valuable, please like it with a big thumbs up. Let YouTube know that. And if you're new to this channel and you want more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Well, let's get started.
Man,
Yeah.
dude, we've been running and gunning, as you say, too. It hasn't been as crazy this week, but we still got some good stuff. But dude, let's okay. So I don't want Chris' deals head to get too big, but the dude's giving me so much time, we need to fill it. So let's what do you think about turning our ad spend up and getting some more lead volume? Do you think it makes sense to dump another K on the ad spend?
I think it's appropriate.
I have the time and I still don't have enough hours of just working leads to justify hiring that dude, right? Mm-hmm. Granted, I could use him for other stuff, but I don't want to mix that up right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no need.
So I mean, let's turn it up. Just whatever you think is good. Let's do that. So like right now, before we made this change with Chris, I mean, fuck, dude, I was probably calling. It's hard to see exactly because I'm using all the different numbers depending on what lines we've communicated on previously.
Yeah.
So like, dude, some are like, what's this, 23, 25. I mean, they're like 20 calls a day, 20, 25 calls a day in the afternoon was what I was doing. And since we've made the change with deal, which it's varied a little bit, but like 11 calls, 16 calls, 7 calls, 9 calls. So it's kind of cut my call volume in the afternoon, give or take a little bit, in half, It's definitely cut out for sure 25% if we wanted to maybe take an average. Mm-hmm. So keeping that in mind, let's bump up the ad spend so we can get some more leads in. So let me pull this up real quick too.
I mean, it makes sense. Your account has earned that. I mean, if you have the time, the cost per lead is still strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
It seems like it makes sense, right?
We should, for sure. So, I can't guarantee you like, oh man, it's going to just but right. All signs are saying go.
Yeah. What do you think? Dump another $1,000 on it and see, and we'll see how it does for March.
Yep. Yep. If we can keep the cost per lead, competitive below, call it 60, we're still at 50.
Yeah.
So we've been able to hold that, that mark, which was really interesting to see because, we set that goal for January, we hit it, and then to back up February with it, I was going to be like, okay, and we did.
So it's still now, pretty strong.
Yeah.
So looking at, let me change this to monthly. So a monthly average since November is 41, right? But if you look at our strong months, January, we're 100, but no, January is ridiculous. I remember February, we're 64 leads. And so far, we're off to a really good trend this week. We're 15 leads in March. Yeah. So it seems like we're trending right now on like that 60 mark, right? We got a long month this month, or longer than last month, right? So we were short, 3 days. So we've been averaging on a day of probably 5 if we pinned it down, 5 per day. So yeah, let's turn it up. So, and this other change, what I love about this change, I don't know if you have any other clients that are having these problems, but so I did this. Let's do this. These status automations I love, dude. So I went through, let's look at one that probably just went in yesterday. So, dude, this has been super big. Chris explained to me, kind of what they're doing with what you guys are doing with rows and how leads comes in and so on, and it lands into this. So what I was doing previously was manually doing this, right? And I would just manually change the task. I would call and then text. I would text in the morning, just whenever throughout the day as I could get in there and work them. And then depending on communication time, I started pushing my call time off too, further and further towards 5, right? So now I'm not making any calls until after 5. I want to catch everybody. So I'll work between 5 and 7, depending on volume. And I'm getting a lot of people on the line, dude. So that's been a really good change. But just doing this right here has helped so much with just flattening the curve, as they say. I just don't have any crazy spikes. You know what I mean? Like one day where I'm just fucking hammered with stuff. So then this basically runs for 2 weeks, right? Alternating every 2 days, just a call, text, because I really want to hammer on them hard. And really assure that they've got a real person on the other side of the line before we put them on an automated sequence, automated follow-up sequence. Mm-hmm. So this has been big, but
so just to be clear, so you have this set up as just auto task. When a lead enters into this lane, then these are just set up, just go bing, bing.
Automatically. Yeah. Right. So I don't have to do shit. When the lead comes in new, I look at it and just make sure that it doesn't require an immediate action. And then if it doesn't, then I put it in contacting and I follow up on it the next day. So unless I don't have a lot to do that day, and I put them in the morning. So depending on when I change the status from new to contacting, I think if I do it like after 1 p.m., it pushes it to the next day for the task sequence, right? Okay. So it's been really easy. Like they come in, I just screen them real quick. Okay, no immediate action. Bounce them over to contacting, and then they're for tomorrow's calls. So it's really created just a very steady call flow in the afternoon too, right? And then they're only there for 2 weeks, right? So even if we get a bunch of them, I'll only have a spike for about 2 weeks until they end up in a follow-up sequence. Mm-hmm. So this has been really big. Like I've been leaving at like 5:30 the office because it only takes me 30 minutes to get through my calls, and I'm not getting a lot of people on the phone. Ratio wise, right? You know what I mean? So maybe I get 1 or 2, and if I don't have a talker, I'm not here for too long. So But yeah, so I have time to fill. So I think
Makes perfect.
logically we're getting plenty of leads. Like you said, our cost per lead is low. So let's
No,
see if we can create some more volume.
yeah, no, for sure. That's great. Now I want to. So your lane behavior and the contacting, are you then? Have you set up any other lane triggers that beyond this spot, or is this pretty much where you're
Yes,
focused right
I
here?
have.
Okay.
So some of the other trash stuff, like remember we had all those statuses.
Yeah.
Uh, so we did as far as automated, and I'm gonna add some automatic triggers in here. I'm just kind of like coming up with ideas as we work through them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I did that for referred leads, right?
Yeah.
So and we're going to try to keep all the anything within the brokerage that we work with that we can, right? So if we don't have agents in those outlying areas that work for the brokerage that we sell everything through, uh, then we have identified a couple other agents to refer these to. But yes, so we do have. Here is our. Let's see here. How do we get to that again? Is it integrations, configurations?
Configuration. For
Uh,
for
for the status automations.
no, that's in the lane. So you go to
Oh,
back
is
to your
it?
pipe drive. Yep.
Okay, so I'll show
So
you what we did
yeah, in
here
the
because
edit.
we've got a few in here. Okay, so here's what we did for referred leads.
Yep. Yep.
So, and a lot of these right now we're still working through. Uh, Javier's got his daughters in here now. Uh, so we've had some success with double ending listings because she's doing some Zillow leads as far as buyers.
Okay.
So we just closed a pretty solid listing, right? That we double ended on that we got from the marketing campaign, and it was I don't have the check. I'll have the check today, but it's like $8,600 is verticals cut from that listing, so that's great,
There.
yeah. So we're trying to get more organized with that because even if we can keep it inside like between Javier,
Yeah.
myself, because I'm gonna get my license for
Mm-hmm.
sure,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just because I'll put 50% of whatever commission we generate from a listing back to our ad spend, and then the rest I'm going to allocate towards an assistant,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll hire an assistant type transaction coordinator, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then help me out with some other shit. So
Totally.
between that and then getting an acquisitions guy, I'll be primed to just really focus on Utah and pull some strings here while we continue to crank. So, and then on the buyer side, right? If we double into listing and I give the listing to Javier or whatever, then obviously we're going to see more come back towards our ad spend without a whole lot of effort. So her task is we're still working through this, but to follow these punch lists that we've created in referred leads. So she's going to be sending out and contacting the referral agent and just say, hey, whatever, here's all the information. And then it's her job to get the referral agreement signed and in place. And then once those are done, then I'm going to follow up and call the listing agent and say, hey, and just, I'm calling on behalf of so-and-so, and I just wanted to check and see how that listing's going. I've got it to run for 45 days. So if the market changes, we'll spread that out, but yeah, so we have another listing it's in escrow here. It's a smaller one, but it's also a double-ended deal. So we'll Javier listed it, and Javier's daughter brought the buyer's agent. So we'll see we'll see a decent. It's a small. It's like a $200,000, but still, it adds up, right?
Well,
So,
it's not only that. I mean, like the numbers are the numbers, but what I always like, it's doing that success pattern again and again, more times that you can do that. So like that double ending, like that's a system that now has a track record of proof here.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, for
like
sure.
there's a huge advantage to working with buyers leads and having hidden inventory.
Yep. No, 100%.
Like
That's
this is
both
great.
both of them. That's 100% what we did.
Yep.
So both of these, one already closed, and this one's I think supposed to close in like a week and a half or whatever. But that's 100% what we did. You know?
Yep.
So
Yep. It's great. It's freaking
no,
awesome.
it's good. It's good shit. So they're working on, Javier's daughter is working on generating more buyers that she can get exclusive right to locates with, while we do this portion. And if we get enough inventory as far as price range, then we'll be able to keep a lot in house. So that's good. But yeah. And then if we keep everything in the brokerage, on the referred leads, then we don't have to pay our broker. We pay our broker $575 for any transaction that we run through, period. You know what I mean? Wholesale, whatever. So if we keep it within the brokerage, then we don't have to pay the broker the $575 on the referral. So we're trying to save some money there is what we're shooting to do, right? Because some of the checks are going to be small. So $500 could be half of the fucking commission that we get, So we want to try to keep as much stuff in-house as possible. But yeah, so that's all in the works in the background. We're just trying to work through the kinks and get a little more fluid with just a follow-up on the task. So and we'll get it done.
This is great.
It's just in a truck too, driving on the road.
March 4th. I got it right here.
This Clint?
This Rose?
This is Clint. Rose works with me. You call in regard to a text that we had sent you?
I don't know about a fax, but I got a phone call.
Oh, I got a text, but no worries.
Okay.
Did you have a property that you were interested in talking about here in Kern County?
No, I'm just gonna call her. She can. You're about the fourth offer I've had this week. I got two by mail, and you're the second phone call. No, I'm fine. You don't have to spend any time anymore if you don't wish. Thank you.
Gotcha. I appreciate you calling in, and we'll get you taken off the list.
Do you know which property it is? You didn't ask me which property it was.
We'll tie your phone number back to the property, but if you want to give it to me, I will just double check.
2405 Valentine.
Got it. All righty.
Well, you don't want. You're not a realtor. You're a buyer, right?
I'm both.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean,
I
if
have
you had
no
interest
idea
in
of these
selling,
offers where they want to flip it. They are buy it cheap, don't do anything, don't fix it. So I don't pay any attention to them.
oh no, I mean, we pay top dollar for our properties. We want our clients to get the best deal they possibly can.
Bingo.
So you've seen the house apparently
I have
from the outside.
seen the house. No, sir, not personally.
Okay. All right.
Does the property need some work?
3 years ago, I put on a 30-year roof. My son is a contract roofer, one of the best in Fresno. He went down there and put it on because it was his favorite sister that had that house. And also, 2 years ago, I put 2 new bathrooms in it, rebuilt completely. I mean, all the way down to the foundation because they found an incorrect original concrete work done in the base of one of the showers, and I had to take everything out, get the building permits and all that good stuff.
Gotcha. Sounds like you did it right.
Well, is there any purpose in doing it in scab? You just pay for it at the end.
No, I love that word too, scab. I use it a lot.
Yep.
So tell me what's going on. I mean, is this a primary residence or a rental property for you?
No,
what do we
it's
have?
rental. I've had it when my daughter and I bought the house. She needed she tried 4 times to buy a house and turned down every time. So she came to my wife and I and said she wanted to buy a house with me alone, not including her mother, who passed away a month ago.
Oh,
But
yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
we bought it in joint venture, believing that I would go first, and it didn't happen that way. And I fixed the house up, and if you will, did some painting, some repairs, and put it up for rent, and it's been rented to the same person ever since.
Gotcha.
Way over 10 years. Way over 10 years.
Gotcha.
So what do you want to do with the property? Huh?
What do you want to do with the property?
It's the best question.
Oh, the only reason I might even think of selling it, you don't laugh, okay? Of course, I'm only 85 here in a month.
All right.
And do I want to mess around with it later? I have a will made up for my 3 grandchildren from that daughter, and I intend to give them the money from it when I sell them. Why don't I give it to them now? Because one of those girls is an absolute drug addict. You know, sorry to say that, but that's life, and that was her choice, and my choice is, well, I'm not gonna sell it. The only reason, if there was a pain in the neck, if that woman didn't pay the rent and all that kind of stuff, I'd sell it. But she's very, 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 very astute, if you will.
Yeah.
Right on time.
Now, do you have a mortgage on the property?
Oh no.
No, I've
No,
been paid off for years.
Oh yeah. No.
Okay.
No
Gotcha.
mortgage.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I can tell you right now, I mean, I'm a local guy. We're a local company here in Bakersfield. The market, man, it is just phenomenal. It's the wildest seller market I've ever seen. So if you were looking to cash out at the top of the market, now's a good time to consider that as an option.
Well, that's an interesting comment you just made. Top of the market.
Bingo.
Because when I don't call them all the time because, like I said, this week alone, I already called one of the people that sent me. I got 2 cards in one day, both of them, one to buy. But when I call them up and I say, okay, what do you think? What do you offer? What's your offer? What do you think your offer is about? Close. And you haven't even been in the house, so you don't know. And I get pretty surprised. I mean, I can look on Zillow any day, any instant. Doesn't mean Zillow doesn't mean squat. It only gives me an idea.
Yeah.
I don't expect to sell Zillow in some ways. For instance, they don't take care of the backyard. Do I think I'm going to have a perfect golf course lawn out in the back? It would be nice if I did, but I don't. So I expect to devalue the asking price a little bit. But on the other hand, when they come in and they're 60,000 below Zillow, I tell them, thank you very much, goodbye. Don't come in.
You know what? Unfortunately, that is the ugly underbelly of this industry, and that's why for me, the way that I operate is so important.
Hang on, I got somebody just came in. I gotta go. Okay,
Can we give you a call back and we can.
If you want to talk about it sometime, You can give me a call back.
When's a good time to call you?
Say hi to Rose, would you? Say hi to Rose.
I will. I will. I'll let her know.
All right. Later.
All right. Take it easy.
That's an interesting call, dude.
It was, right?
Yeah, that's a really interesting call. So 84, like I believe him,
Yeah.
but man, he's sharp for 84.
Yep.
His
For
voice
sure.
isn't slipped. He didn't smoke a cigarette apparently ever.
No.
I mean,
So check
dude,
this
I
out.
think he was cracking jokes on you in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah. No, for sure.
When you said no, I said text. Like I think he heard text and he responded with facts just to be
Yeah.
funny.
Right. Yep.
Like this, is that really? That's an 84-year-old, really? Okay. I mean, all right. But listen to the words he uses right at the very end. What?
You can give me a call back.
When's a good time to call you?
Say hi to Rose, would you? Say hi to Rose.
I will. I will. I'll let her know.
All right. Later.
All right. Take it easy.
He said, "All right, later."
Yeah.
84-year-old says, "All right, later." I don't know, maybe. But it's just like, wow. But I guess that would be, dude. If it's not real, then he's trolling, and that seemed too genuine to troll to be a.
Yeah. Right. For sure. I would say the same.
So okay, I guess that's real.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, like you nailed your
Let's
portion
do
of the
one
call.
more. So.
Well, hold on. What was good about this call? I want you to tell me what worked. There's a couple spots that I want you to pick out here that were important to acknowledge here.
Just really, it was plugging and playing the bits where they were most critical, So
Okay.
just getting them to talk. I could have hung up, and could have ended the call.
You tried.
And I did, yeah, for sure. And he kept talking. So that was kind of just being a little more inquisitive on the front end.
Yep.
It was clear that there's probably missed opportunities
Yep.
based on this call. So that was probably the biggest takeaway.
And I'll just tell you from my side of the table, I agree with that, is that your bits you wouldn't know they're bits anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
Or
right.
you could tell they're bits. Now it's smooth, right? It's like you're leading. He had 70% of the conversation was him, 30% was you, right? That's the way you want it. That's like ideal, right? So you had a couple volleys that kept him going, which was key. Like that was really cool. And then at the turning spot, he gave you a compliment on what you said, which was, so there's a couple different spots where you struck him good, and you struck him good with, so what do you want to do with the property? Right? What do you want to do? Because he kind of gave this big convoluted yeah, but what do you want to do? And that was a key question that unlocked another level of the next step of the conversation. So I like just what do you want is simple, but it's really, really effective. And you nailed that one. Then the other one is the whole top of the market bit. Like, fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, he clung to that one for sure.
Nailed that
100%.
one. Right. Yeah. So you were just driving home that good news, which was counter what he was expecting. He was ready to be trolled, but you did not troll him the way he was expecting.
Yeah. For
so
sure.
Like that was money, dude. So anyways, that was a great call. All right.
Let's do this other one. Let's see. I haven't actually went back through it. So it is the one on.
And that guy's gonna sell for sure, by the way. For sure.
100%, dude. We're gonna get him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. He just needs a little more help down the right path.
Yep. Okay, you want to listen to this guy?
Yeah, it's the one that's 9 minutes and 20 seconds. And then we'll kill it.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Yeah. You got something at 10:30?
Yeah, nothing like, no, I don't have to be there at 10:30, but I got another thing I got to do. What day is it on?
30. 11:43. I
On
may
the,
have to refresh. I tagged it while we were talking.
okay. Got it. Right here.
This Clint. Hey, Clint, this is Brian.
All right.
Brian, how are you doing?
Good, good. You've been trying to get a hold of me about my property on Ellen Way.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've been playing phone tag.
Yeah. You wanted some information on it?
This is it on the screen right here.
We were curious if you
Oh, it is, yeah.
had any interest in considering selling it. We're a local company here in Bakersfield looking to buy a few more properties. Just wondered if you had any plans for that place.
Yeah, I'm going to retire next May. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The kitchen's been totally remodeled. The inside been painted. It's got brand new carpet. Carpet's only probably a couple months old. I still have some work to do on the outside in the back, but yeah, we're probably going to sell it. We get a good price out of it now. We can sell it now, but we're looking at paying next year, really actually getting out of the house.
So now I got the timeline. I'm going to try to dance around this.
No, I'm moving over to Nevada. My wife's family lives over there, and my wife is blind, so I'm going to move over there so she'd be close to family in case something happens to me.
Yeah, that probably weighs pretty heavy on your mind, I would imagine.
Yeah, it has been the last few years. She lost her sight about 2.5 years ago completely, and I've been trying to
I'm
work.
driving on the freeway right now.
Time, and it
FYI.
kind of burnt me out.
Dude, good on you for asking that question, man. You could have gone right past it. Really.
Yeah, well, I've done it. Somebody busted my balls for it.
Are the bathrooms, are they remodeled? What about the roof, windows, things like that?
It's got the windows, have brand new windows all the way around it. The roof is like probably 9 years old. And I have some stucco work in the back underneath the back deck and an overhang patio that I have to repaint. But that's actually about it. And paint the back of the house to match the front. Other than that, it's in pretty good shape.
Sounds like you pretty much take care of everything. I can't think of anything offhand.
No, and I just put in a brand new water heater. Here probably about 3 months ago. The water heater was actually in the kitchen, and I moved it out of the kitchen, gutted the kitchen, put all new upper and lower cabinets, retiled the floor, put in a built-in microwave and over the stove vent. So it's in marble countertops in it. So I've sunk probably about 11,000 into the kitchen.
Sounds like it. Have you guys discussed a number at all? You know what would cause you to sell?
I tell you the truth, if I got the stucco done and got it painted, got a couple other things done, I was probably looking at about 190.
Okay, 190. It's a 3 and 2. How many square feet is it?
1,100 square feet.
Okay. And
I've actually got my next door neighbor asking me if he can buy it when he gets back from wherever he's stationed at.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. You spoke with Rose previously, yes?
No, she texted me, and I never did get to talk to her.
Okay, gotcha. So, I mean, would you like to know how we can work with our clients? There's multiple ways we can partner with you guys.
Sure.
So, we work with our clients in three ways. One, the primary being we buy properties cash, we pay closing costs, and we close on whatever timeline you're looking for. If you want to close it fast, we can, or as long as you like. Now, typically that's for a property that needs a little TLC. For our clients that their property doesn't really need much work, then we can work with you guys and list the property, as is, and sell it on the market. The other option, which I don't think it's really viable here, is if there's room for price improvement by doing some improvements, then we could walk you guys through that just so you capture the full market potential. But it sounds like you've got everything taken care of that I can think of. Yeah. I mean, are you guys open to listing now and taking advantage of how competitive the market is?
Yeah, you know what? Let me talk to the wife and see. My problem is if I put it on the market now and I sell it, then I've got a camper that we can move over to Pahrump and stay in, but my wife would not be able to handle it because of her being blind. Sure. I'm kind of in between a rock and a hard place. I mean, I'd like to do it now, why the market's so good right now, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to because of her health conditions.
Yeah, I got you. So honestly, Brian, with the solo inventory being out there, especially in that price point, I mean, there's not a lot. You could really set the terms of whatever you needed them to be within reason, right? Like if you needed to do a 60-day or hell, a 90-day, you could probably get that done and you'd still get multiple offers, just because there is nothing out there right now. There's about 300, I checked last Friday, I think there was 350 active listings. I mean,
that's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And
unbelievable.
I mean, I'm just listening to what you're saying, and it sounds like you want to be out of here next year. And honestly, I'm not sure if you're going to have the same market next year that you have right now.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking too. So let me, Clint, let me kind of mull it over, and I'll get back to you. I think we're going to sell it now would be a good time, but I'm trying to just think of the options I have to cover my wife to make sure she's taken care of.
Sure. Yeah, and know that you're going to have a lot of leverage as a seller in this market to dictate the terms that you need,
Right.
So,
all right, well,
Brian, no commitment on your part. If you want to meet and go through this stuff and really understand what the value is and what you can get on the market, I'm happy to meet with you, and no pressure, man. If it doesn't work, I get it,
and maybe if you'd like to come over and take a look at the house yourself and see what it's like.
That's a good idea, sir.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, that's where we want to start from.
Okay. Clint, give me a few days and I'll get back in touch with you, and maybe we can do something.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Clint.
All right, you have a good day. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, sir.
Bye.
All right. What was good? What was bad?
Just, dude, I feel like they're all getting really good.
They're getting good. They're getting good, man.
I don't have a whole lot of critiques on that call. You know what I mean? I really don't have much, to be honest. I don't really see
So then let's what went well? I got a couple ideas here on what went well. Like, let's nail them down. We got to identify what works here.
Just the big ones was figuring out where he had some problems, right? And it was his wife and her health conditions, and really just delivering it an option that would be a solution for their situation that would be better now than it would be later financially. So I think those are the main key factors there and what was done well, you know?
Yep. Okay. I agree with that. So this is what you mirrored him really well. You were at the same tonality and same pace as him. Okay.
Okay.
Really, that was really the whole time. You were Cadence. It was a 50-50 time split. You guys shared the voice equally. Okay. So that ingredient was there. Okay.
That's good. So that's something that I'm not thinking about, but I think it's just a comfort thing, right? Like I feel like I'm just having a regular conversation with you and I, and that's where I think it's just naturally happening by being
that's because you know your bits so well.
For sure.
Now it's like a conversation. That's what I was saying before. They're not even bits. They start to like, we call them bits because we know.
Yeah. Right.
But man, like it's non-existent. And so I called it out when you did it, but you acknowledged the wife really well, right? I mean, it's that you went there, it allowed him to go further into that emotional space, which was key. It didn't dwell. So then you moved right past, which was perfect, right? Then this is where I think, like, if we want to split hairs, this is where it is, right here.
Let's split some hairs.
Taking advantage of how competitive.
O sea, si me vas a hacer levantar temprano,
Are you guys
a las 9 te voy a mandar la dirección
and taking advantage of how
y te voy a mandar el código de cómo va a ser.
Yeah, you know what?
Está en sí elegido. El sitio se llama
pros previously, yes?
entrando va a haber un código ahí. Entonces te voy a dar la dirección.
Okay, gotcha. So
te voy a mandar ahorita la dirección del código.
Okay, that was great. Would you like to know? That's how you got his ear, right?
Yeah.
So we've been talking about this. You did it there. That was great. I think, is it at the end here? Hold on.
I'm not sure if you're going to have the same market next year as you have right now.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking.
That was
clients. There's multiple ways we can partner with you guys.
Sure.
And by doing some improvements, then we can walk you guys through that just so you capture the full market potential. But it sounds like you've got everything taken care of that I can think of. Yeah. I mean, are you guys open to listing now and taking advantage of how competitive the market?
So right here, I think this is where I think we could brainstorm on how to strengthen this spot. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because the angle there where I would have tried to go is back to not just assume the listing angle. Cause you went, so have you guys considered the listing and and push that out, as opposed to like, so with all that being said, like have you given any thought to which way you want to sell?
There you go. Okay.
With all that being said, have you given thought to which way you want to sell? What's important to you here?
So I need to add something in for that, because you can just tell, I don't know if you're picking up on it, but you can tell there's more thought going here in this portion of the conversation.
Yep.
Because I don't have something nailed, so it's not seamless. That's a thing.
Yep.
I'll figure out how to work it into.
I don't, I want to try to remain neutral at this stage of the call, if I could be, right? I do.
Yeah. I felt like if I was leading, this would have been the portion that
Yep.
I led.
Yep. But it was good. It was well received. Like, we're splitting hairs, obviously, but
Yeah, for sure.
that's, I think that's where it was, because he took it, and you really saved this. To me, you saved it with the very end of your question, which was take advantage of the market. Like that's
Yeah.
what he responded off of.
That's what I wanted him to pay attention to, because that's what's going to help the situation.
Exactly. So like that was the deal. That was the key. And then you circle back to it here.
Here next year, and honestly, I'm not sure if you're going to have the same market next year that you have right now.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking too.
Okay.
So
Right here, you had him. Now, if you wanted, it's kind of like you having somebody in an arm bar in a spot right here, because
I could have. So my thought is, as we're going back through this, I could have asked, well, what's next? What do we have to do to move this down the road? So if we're splitting hairs, I think that would have been a better, put it back in his court. You know what I mean?
Well, so a black belt right here would have gone. So he acknowledged, like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, it's a better time right now. So avoiding a market shift, right? Man,
Yep.
I would hate to have the market shift and put you and your wife in a worse position later down the road.
Yeah.
What would that look like for you?
Yep.
Then you have him paint a worst case scenario
For himself.
right for himself. So
Yeah,
what would that look like for you? He's like, oh shit, man. Yeah. If the market went the other direction, and man, like, he would paint a worst case scenario right there, which would then tee up the ball for you just to smash. Well, let's avoid that.
Yeah. Right.
Like, dude, let's not make that happen. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
So what are we going to do? Right. So then it tees you right into, so what should we do here? What do you want to do?
Yep.
Okay. So, and the key to what we just engineered there, it's all his idea, right? And it's his vision. And you're the one that wants to, it's like, no, let's not, I don't want to have you go through that.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll plug in some notes in here, and then I'll tweak them later in the recording tonight or something.
Because when you do this, and if he just like brushes it off, like, yeah, no, that would suck, man. So yeah, you don't need to dwell on it. Like, okay, like he.
Right. Yeah, for sure. It's not. No, I got you. But definitely, the receptiveness is way more than it was, because I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. I'm just totally ears on.
Yep. And the most likely scenario is that in this level of rapport in the conversation, when you just kind of naturally ask a question like that, they will tell you, they'll just, oh shit, they'll go right to the moment without like filtering, like, I shouldn't be saying this shit to this guy. You've just removed that filter, and you'll just get it. And you're like, oh my God.
No, it's kind of like, dude, I tagged these because they were really short and really good, but this is consistently the calls that we're having. The conversation quality is just
so money.
Phenomenally different.
So money. I don't know. I just freaking love this shit, man. This is freaking, I'm not to gush, but dude, you're making some freaking grounds here. This is legit all the way through.
Quality training right here, man. Applied,
It's freaking legit. It's cool. It's fun to see.
Okay, so that last bit, what were we gonna put in there? So I got, with all that said, how would you like to sell the property? What makes the most sense for you? Something along the lines of, what was the other one? So when we were talking about it.
With all that being said, what have you thought about which way have you thought about selling, or have you thought about what makes the most sense for you? Right? Or I said
it wouldn't have to be perfect. It was like we'll tweak on this a little bit later. What was the other one though? It was okay. So we're painting the black cloud.
Mm.
If there was a market decline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, man, you know, if the worst case scenario were to happen, and the market were to go down, like, what does that look like for you? Right. So if that were to happen, whatever the scenario that you said, if X were to happen, what does that look like for you? The goal that we're going after here is getting them to state, in their own words, a worst case scenario. That's all we're trying to engineer here. So, man, if that were to happen, what does that look like for you? What does that mean?
I was gonna say, how would that affect?
Yep. How would that
you're
affect?
Trying to accomplish?
Yes. How would that affect you and your wife? Right.
Yeah.
In this scenario, if your wife
right.
were on the conversation, it would be like, man, how would that affect you and your wife?
Yeah, I think if I just know this, then I'll be able to tweak it a little bit depending on the conversation.
Yep.
And then we need to drive it home. Well, let's not let that happen.
Damn, man, let's not let that happen.
I'll clean them up and get something that's natural.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet, man. No, so it's good. Couple more layers to add in. So I've got the other ones nailed out too. Like I just haven't had the opportunity to use them yet. So I got the talker bit to get off the call. You know what I mean? And then I added the underbelly one. That was from last week's stuff, but maybe the week before.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that sounded good when you said that too, right? Man, that's the underbelly. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It was the first time, so I still tweaked. It needs a little love, but
we're good.
And then I'm working to replace that correct with I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Or then if I get the opportunity to just I agree with you because you're correct.
Exactly.
So,
I was gonna say that.
I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. You know, but they're part of my daily rehearsal too.
Oh man, you're gonna have the biggest smile on your face the first time you land the man. I agree with you because you're right. Because you're correct.
No, I can't wait to see what the response is gonna be. You know, so no, it's good. Just a few more layers to throw on. So
that's great, man.
Yes.
Well, shoot, I gotta get on to my next thing.
No worries.
Yeah.
So when's the launch control thing going to be worked out for the other market?
I'm hoping today. So like, okay. I'm hoping that I'll be able to even communicate with you today. Like, hey, it's back on and shit's cooking. So that's what I'm actually going to be following up with the real deal right now because he had
the real deal
right now.
I like it. All right, cool, man. Just let me know.
All right, sounds good, Clint.
Right.
Hey, I hope you found this video helpful, and even more important than just one video is to continue to stay plugged in and practice these success habits. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything we post. Always remember too that you can't just watch the video. You have to implement what you've learned. So I encourage you to take action because this is what practice looks like. Now these videos cover what a seller lead call looks like, and to uncover what our winning seller appointments look like, I put together a quick but in-depth 20-minute training on Erik's system that he created to analyze deals with speed and accuracy and to get a property under contract on the spot at the seller appointment with no paperwork. Simply just click the link in the description of this video that says the Ultimate Seller Appointment. And when you register with your name and email, we'll also share the top performing Smile and Dial seller lead scripts. And those are what our clients and we use to qualify and close leads with ease over the phone in today's market. And this free 20-minute training will cover essentially the system that Erik created to bring our business into the digital age. And I'll share exactly what and how to do that so that you can model it as well. Simply click the Ultimate Seller Appointment link down in the description to register, and also take advantage of those winning Smile and Dial seller lead scripts and make every seller appointment the ultimate seller appointment. We'll see you in the training, and we'll see you in the next video too.